Upton, and I'm here to share with you a card that I've made for my Challenge Me a Christmas card series on my blog. So I'm going to be using these two stamps from Simon Says Stamp. Now, if you've never come across my Challenge Me a Christmas card series, I started it last year. It was basically a way for me to step out of my comfort zone a little bit. With Christmas cards, I tend to be very traditional, make lots of Christmas cards that are red and green. And I got to a stage where I had to make so many Christmas cards that I would just mass produce things. I'd make one or two cards and just make 30, 40 copies of the same thing. And I decided last year that that was boring, and so I wanted to make lots of different cards, but I also wanted to step outside my comfort zone and be challenged. So I asked some friends from work and from choir and online crafty friends to set me challenges. Now, those challenges might have been a theme, or it might have been a colour scheme, or might have been a product or a technique to use. Could be pretty much anything. And I would make a Christmas card based on that theme. Now, this year I've taken it a step further in that I'm asking crafty friends to join me in those challenges. So most of my Challenge Me a Christmas card posts this year in November and December will have a crafty friend that will be joining me. So you'll be able to see what I've made, but also link to their blog and see what they've made as well. So today, my challenge is not to use red and green, which I like red and green cards at Christmas time. I'm very traditional at heart, so I do like my red and green, but this card's not going to have any red, no green. And my guest today is Jane Clark. So Jane is a super talented card maker and crafter. She runs her own classes at Miss Jane's Classroom, and she's just absolutely fabulous. And I'm so happy that she's joined me today with my challenge. So, as you can see, I've used watercolour cardstock to start with this because I thought I would actually be using a lot of water. It turns out I haven't really used very much water. But I had planned to originally. And what I've done is I've basically coloured in the largest of the petals on these, well, they're called winter flowers, the stamp set, but they're poinsettias, I think. A little bit more stylised poinsettias. I've coloured in the largest of the petals with the purple Zig Clean Colour Reel brush marker. Basically pulled out everything in the purple range. So there's a purplish, is very dark purple. There's more of a lilac-y colour and more of a mauve colour. But they're all in the purple family, really, or violet family. And I've just basically used the purple colour the most and then used other colours less and less. Now, some of the petals I used my water brush to blend the colour a bit better because sometimes my Zig markers are a little bit dry and I needed to spread the colour out a little bit more. But eventually I ended up with most of the petal, all the petals coloured in, but some of them with darker colours, some with lighter. Then I went around the flowers with this very, very pale blue because I wanted to create a little bit of a shadow because I thought these poinsettias were sitting there sort of in the middle of nowhere looking a little bit stark. So I added a little bit of water. Now, what I found is that when I was colouring in with the purple, I wasn't that careful. I should have been a little bit more careful because in this bit here, I've got a bit of purple that's bleeding. So I've just added a bit more water and used a baby wipe just to mop up that excess purple colour to remove it. Now here I'm just adding the tiniest little bits of colour into the little loopy bits on the ends of the petals because I missed them when I originally coloured in. Because it needed to look complete. It wouldn't have looked complete unless I'd added those tiny little bits. And I decided to give it a little bit of a zap with the heat gun to make sure it was nice and dry. I've adhered it to a top folding white card. The card is just Nina Solar white. And I've just added this tape runner to the back of it to make sure it's not going to move anywhere. I really like these tape runners that I've only recently really started using this particular brand. It's a Japanese brand. And then I decided I needed some shimmer and shine because, of course, it's a Christmas card. So I went back over the largest petals, so those ones that I coloured in first with the purple marker. I went over with my Wink of Stella brush, added some shimmer, and then I got out my Stardust Stickles bottle and I filled in the little florets at the centre of the poinsettia. I also coloured in with the stickles the tiny little petals that I'd coloured in with the darkest purple, just to lift them a little bit. Now, I found that I actually had a little bit of purple on the edge here, so I just used my sand eraser to get rid of that, and you'd never know that it was there. Okay, and then I'm pretty much done. So I'm just going to hold this up to the camera a little bit so you can see all the gorgeous shine from the embossing, from the Wink of Stella, and from the stickles. So if you have a look here, you can just see all that gorgeous shine and shimmer and glitter. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you join me at my blog for more posts for Challenge Me a Christmas card. Thanks for watching. Bye.